Well, that Connecticut woman who was struck by cyclists in Central Park has died. Authorities say 58-year-old Jill Tarloff of Fairfield. She was struck last week. Authorities say she was walking across West Drive near West 63rd Street when a cyclist accidentally ran right into her. She hit her head on the pavement and was listed in critical condition before sadly passing away, and no charges have been filed in the case. And I don't know about you, Dom, there has been this change since, and bless the former mayor for it. He wanted to make the city a more walking city where bicyclists and everything else. But there's an attitude, I know I'm going to tick some people off from cyclists, not just in the city, but where they think they own the road. And, you know, they'll throw on the head-to-toe spandex and whatever else here, but somehow, some way, there is this presumption the car's got to wait, the cyclists, you better be on your toes here because they run the road here. And I know so many people feel the same way I do, where I don't know what's happened from 10, 20 years ago, but it's a whole different ball game now.
Guess what? I agree with you totally. And this is a sentiment that I've had for numerous years. Some of these folks on bicycles really shouldn't be on bicycles because they're out of control. They think that they can go 30, 40 miles an hour on a bike. The pedestrian is the first thing you learn in driver's ed. The pedestrian always has the right of way. And so when you're riding at 30, 40 miles an hour, it's almost impossible for you to stop on a dime. And tragically, things like this happen. And in my opinion, there should be criminal charges.
You know, there was one thing with the bike messengers that we always grew. Okay, but that was, these guys did that for a living. They'll stay in the middle of the lane, forget about grinding everything to a halt, and have the audacity to ask them to move over here to let you by, and then it causes all that. But that poor woman, you shouldn't have to worry about a missile coming at you, right? Because some fill in the blank on a weekend, you know, just can't decide to go for a nice ride. He thinks he's doing the Tour de France.
I mean, the question is, was what the cyclist doing illegally? And from what I know, I don't know that there are any speed restrictions on bikes in New York City.
Apparently not, because he's not charged.
Exactly. And that's part of the problem. Look, I've been to Central Park. I've been biking on along the West Side Highway, and some of these folks who race for a living, they do 20, 30 miles, they come by very quickly, regardless of the amount of people who are there. It's sickening. It's crazy. I've had them.
I can see
and
you
they're very
a
rude.
clothesline too.
Oh yeah, listen, I absolutely wouldn't hesitate. For all you bikers out there who might do that.
No, Richard,
all right?
You're a lawyer. Pedestrians have the right of way when it comes to cars. They have the right of way when it comes to bicyclists, don't they?
Correct. But when you're going so fast on a bike, you don't have time to stop before you hit somebody. It just takes, it's that quick. I mean, these guys are 30, 40 miles an hour on a bike is very fast.
But it's this entitlement attitude that is so different.
That is exactly right.
They think they own the road here just because they throw in the outfit. And Andrew, I want to save time for this next one because this is one of the things that drives him more nuts than anything. I'm talking about speed cameras, okay? Cameras set up on the Bell Parkway, okay, at the exit ramp in Brooklyn. Get this, it issued 6,000 violations in, you'd say what? Couple months, maybe 6 weeks, in one day. One day. Now the city definitely making money on this. Those tickets earned the city about $300 grand in revenue again for one day. Now, your problem with this is it's not fair.
No, it's incredibly unfair. First of all, you get a ticket. You're being accused of violating the rules by the state. So you have the right to defend yourself. Richard, how fast were you going 2 weeks ago on a Wednesday at 12:45 p.m. on this street?
There's no due
Dominic,
process.
how fast were you going on this? There's no way to know how fast you were actually going when they say you were speeding. So there's no way to defend yourself.
Those speed cams, right? They just are snapping an image, right? It's not like there's the video that they can. It's a single snapped image, right?
I've looked into this. They're just taking a picture. They're shooting you with a radar gun and they're taking a picture of your license plate. There are some more expensive cameras that actually do take video and measure how fast it takes you to go from point A to point B, and they can do the math that way. And you're really kind of screwed if you get caught with that one. But we have to have the right to defend. Like, you get pulled over for a speeding ticket, it happens immediately. And you know if you were going too fast, or you know if they might have clocked the wrong guy. You can mount a defense.
You can, and as an attorney, you have a defense of, was the radar calibrated?
Yeah.
Was the officer properly trained to use this radar?
You've done this before.
Yes. So there are some defenses, but when it comes to red light cameras and speed cameras, you don't really have that due process. In New York City, when you pass a red light, they simply, for $50, you can get rid of this ticket, or you could try fighting it. Most people pay the $50.
I don't mind trying to crack down on speeders. There's people going too fast, and we want safer streets. That's fine. I just think you should have a cop do it and actually pull people over. And there are speed traps where they'll just get 10 people at a time, like you over, you over, you over.
You know, for me, Dom, there's a game, right? I mean, I know it's not a game, but it's just like if you're going 80 in a 55 or 65, you deserve the ticket. The cop nails you. But when they've got, like, just as soon as it goes from one speed to the next, and it's a real speed trap, or in this case, it's kind of cheating. You know what I mean? It's just, there's a code kind of thing, and this thing, you just know it's got a whiff that there is no code of any right or wrong in this thing. 6,000 tickets in one day.
Let me tell you what's cheating. Cheating is not notifying people, no notice of a speed camera. I just came back from South Africa about 3 weeks ago, and they have speed cameras all over Cape Town, but it says speed cameras. All right, so give people notice, because if you're really about having people reduce their speed, then let them know the speed cameras in the area. This is about revenue.
There you go, Richard. All right, when we come back, we're going to have a little talk of the table. You saw Leo DiCaprio's end of world spot there. We'll ask about celebrities weighing in, including on the floor of the UN, and how many mistakes did one reporter make here when she decided to give notice on the air? We'll talk about that after this.